welcome back to the Franklin County Buzz election coverage. We are missing Bob Peters, but maybe next election we'll see him again. Certainly we'll see him on Tuesdays when we do our radio show. I'm Dick Wolf. With me is Olivia Hires.
Hi.
And we're still electioning. We don't have an elected president yet, but Scott Desjardins is a sure winner in the 4th Congressional District.
He is absolutely the sure winner in the 4th Congressional District with 65% of the vote. 165,587 people voted for him, as opposed to his opponent, Stephen Reynolds, with only 35% of the vote at 89,018 votes.
Well, I think we have to put a tip of my hat to Isaiah Robinson, who's Scott Desjardins' assistant here in Winchester, runs the Winchester office. And Isaiah has been out there working for Scott every day that he's been here and done a really good job.
Oh, he's done a
and
wonderful job.
It shows at the ballot box, although Franklin County is certainly very Republican now, and I think it will stay that way at least for the foreseeable future.
Oh, yes.
So, but we still have a national race, and the Senate is still very tight. We don't know how that's going to end up. What do we have in terms of a presidential race? I understand North Carolina is still in play. Florida, Trump's ahead there, and it looks like he might hold that lead and take Florida.
It really does look like Trump is going to take Florida. It really, really does. State by state, getting those results back up. Shouldn't take me but just a moment.
It's the tablet thing.
Yeah, it's the tablet thing. We actually have a laptop here now, and it's making a big difference. Showing who's gone where. Let's see. North Carolina is one that we're still looking at.
Yep.
North Carolina is still 46.8% for Clinton, 50.5% for Donald Trump. Ohio's another swing state, and it looks like it's gone to Donald Trump.
Yeah, and it's an important state for
Oh,
Trump
yes.
to win. If he's going to be
state.
president of the United States, he has to win Ohio and a number of other states. I think the national pundits are really taking off on all that he does have to win in order to capture the nominee. It looks like my prediction of 322 electoral votes for Clinton is kind of out the window.
Well, yes, it really does seem that way. Unfortunately for you, you lost that bet. I don't know how much money you owe.
I never bet on, not since Jimmy Carter have I bet on presidential politics.
Well, as far as Florida is going, it is 47.7% for Clinton, and it is 49.2% for Trump. So that is very close. That's very close.
Takes us back to 2000.
A little bit.
And a hanging Chad.
Oh no, the hanging Chad, of course. Georgia also. Clinton is only at 40.5%.
And so Trump's going to take Georgia, it appears.
Trump's going to take Georgia, it appears. And Idaho.
Oh, he'll win Idaho.
Idaho is just, it's all Trump. 81.3%. Trump has taken Idaho. What was another state to look out for? It was Minnesota.
Well, Virginia.
Virginia, too. But Minnesota, Clinton's leading with 53.3%.
Okay, so that's going to stay in her column.
Mm-hmm. And then what was the other one? Virginia has declared, or at least tentatively declared, Clinton the winner there with 48.2% of the vote against Trump's 46.6%. That is a very, very close race to call.
Yeah.
Very close.
Well, we thought Governor McCauley would do a better job than that of bringing the Democrats out. It's right next to the Beltway, part of the Beltway.
Oh, yes. And as far as New York has gone, New York has definitely gone to Clinton, definitely. Nebraska has gone to Trump.
And that was expected. Nebraska, Missouri, Oklahoma, those...
Montana, Mississippi, those have all gone to Trump. Michigan is still a little up in the air. It's 45.5% for Hillary and 49.4% for Trump.
Trump, if Trump brings in Michigan and Ohio and Florida and North Carolina, those are big hits for him.
Oh,
big
yes.
hits for Donald Trump.
Oh yes, most definitely.
So do we have, what about New Hampshire and some of the Senate races? Let's check some of those out and see.
All right, well,
we can
let's check
calculate
out
that. The Senate is close
races.
in New Hampshire.
I do know that. Let's see where we can get to the Senate. All right, get up here.
Just a few clicks away.
Just a few clicks away. All right.
And congratulations to those of you at the Oasis who are probably still celebrating Desjardins' victory, as well as David Alexander and Janice Bowling, who brought the votes in for the team and continue to govern us in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. And here we are for the Senate election. It is for the Senate results, it is 41 Democrats, two third-party seats, and 46 Republicans.
So there's one Democratic senator gain so far in the Senate, one.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get to 50 if Clinton wins, to then have a majority of 51 votes in the event of a tie.
Most definitely. They have a lot of projected winners already out of many states.
Oh, and what is Wisconsin? Too
Yeah.
early to call.
But Ron Johnson with 52% of that vote.
And that's a re-election for Senator Johnson. And and by is a surprising. I just noticed Indiana there. Todd Young is a projected winner in that, and Evan Bayh, who's a former senator, former governor, a longtime Democrat, and his father was a bulwark of the Indiana political machinery. But Evan is not having such a good time. He was in Washington, D.C. and played on some of the same baseball teams I did when I worked back there. So he was a young man then.
Of course, John McCain is the projected winner for Arizona.
So Senator McCain pulled that off. He had quite a challenge from Ann Kirkpatrick.
He did.
She was successful in raising money throughout the United States because the Democrats wanted to control the Senate, and they saw John McCain as a possible replacement because of his age. But he battled that back. He's an old dude going back to the Senate and fighting like he always has.
Oh yes, so. And then of course Marco Rubio.
Yep.
He's going to be the new Senate seat from Florida. And I mean, well, not new, he's an incumbent, but still, it's interesting to see him win that.
That's right, and Rod Portman is a senator from Ohio who will be going to the Senate from there. Ted Strickland, former governor, could only garner 36% of the vote in that election. So Ohio has John Kasich has done a pretty good job of keeping the Republicans in the management positions in his state.
Kasich has done very well there. All right, and this is just for the Senate and what they have right now.
New Hampshire is not on the Senate race yet?
Not what they have right now.
There it is.
No, there it is. New Hampshire, yep. Kelly,
she's ahead.
Yeah, the incumbent is ahead by 2%. Maggie Hansen is at 47%. They're still calling it too close to call.
They spent $100 million in New Hampshire on political advertising in that little tiny state, very low, very small population, and dominated by Boston media. That's an interesting change.
I'm gonna refresh the page, see if there's been any changes. Any changes at all? Yep, nothing from the Democrats, and we still have one new seat gained in the Senate. As far as the Senate races that have been called, show all.
Michael is making a scene eating a chocolate chip cookie.
Well, what he believed to be chocolate chip. It has oatmeal in it, and it is amazing, okay? My mother made them, and he should appreciate them.
I
here we
appreciate the
go.
cookies. I had one.
Here we go. Coming down, Arkansas. John
Boozman.
Boozman. Oh, I was afraid to say that. But John Boozman is the incumbent for Arkansas, and he is definitely going to be staying in that seat. Alabama, Richard Shelby.
Of course.
Of course. Of course. Oh, goodness.
So the race is, we're not going to stay up to find the winner of this race, I don't think.
I don't think so. I think we all need to go home and get a good night's sleep and think about the information that we have been fed today. No matter how you feel about it or who you voted for or who you want to win, I think that the information that we have given you tonight has been less food for thought and more feast for thought. So
Well, there'll be a lot of conversation, but we should remember that, well, there's winners and there's losers, and this is the United States of America. And when tonight ends, then tomorrow we get down to the business of self-government like we've always done. Even if we have a new leader in there, it's still a people-driven government. And we hope to keep it that way for a very long time.
we very much hope to.
Sorry we can't give you a definitive answer, but the answers are out there. The national media is going to be covering this until 2 or 3 in the morning. I guarantee you
Absolutely.
I will not be up to watch it. So,
Well,
Olivia, thank you for joining us here
thank
tonight.
you for having me back.
Shout out to Bob Peters. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob. It was nice to work with you.
Congratulations to all of you Democrats at the Norris Coat Building in Deckard. Everybody worked hard to boost their candidate, and I think they did so with the principle and good energy.
Oh, yes?
Same with the Republican Party. I think nobody in Franklin County needs to hang their head down. Everybody worked for what they wanted, and they worked smart, and the winner wins, and the loser goes home and waits for the next time.
Waits for the next time.
So, on behalf of the many people who supported us here, special thanks to Ben Elliott and some fine staff that he had here, Michael Huffer, and our Abby, our intern, Tina Shang and her husband Mark, who have been very helpful with us this evening and bringing us some of this information. Thank all of you. Thank you for watching the Franklin County Buzz, and we'll be here on and off on your smartphone throughout the days and the months and the weeks ahead, bringing you news and information we hope you can use. So for all of us here at the Buzz, good night and thank you very much for watching.
Thank you very much, and you have a wonderful night.